Today I don't feel like doing anything.
Miss Martinelli. So that's one L and one M. My name is Mr. Coke, 1C. We have Mrs. Pierce, one of our lovely assistants, young assistants at the back. And we have our other lovely young assistant, Miss Sandor, who's filming the whole thing. So no heckling, please. We're going to get started. If there are any questions, if you can save them to the end, we have a little questions page where you can ask any questions. But please feel free, if you have to stop us at any time, just maybe make a little note or just try and keep the question in your head. I know your children can. That's Mr. Mills. So, Miss Lacey, talking about routines.
Routines. So, firstly, as in reception, a fruit snack is provided every day by the school. So yeah, at a great time they'll have it in the classroom either before going out to play or when they get back from play. Morning and afternoon they need to come in with their blazers and caps. I know they want to take their blazers and caps off immediately as they see you in the playground, but they need to keep them on until they leave the school gates and then they can take them off after that. They are encouraged to come up the stairs and unpack for themselves. Quite a lot of boys are doing this on their own already, so if you could just leave them at the bottom of the stairs and they can make their own way up, unless you have anything particularly teachable about. If it's dry, as you know, we will be in the playground from 3:30 for you to collect your boys. If it is wet, we'll be in the hall for you to cut them in there, so that you don't have to stand outside and get soaking. And what happens between 8:30 and 8:55? The boys, it's not technically a teaching time, so when they're coming in, because it's not all of them at the same time, they might do a maths book, they might have use the computers, they might have a reading book, something like that. So they are doing something between 8:30 and 8:55, but it's not something that we are necessarily teaching them, something they can get on with more independently.
With following on with the routines, they're obviously routines in life are very, very important. And in year one, especially, these routines become fundamental to their learning. So when they do come in the morning, they'll have little jobs that they'll have to do. So whether that's taking their message book out of their book bag, putting it in the correct place, handing in homework, putting their reading books in. We do put a lot of responsibility on the boys because we want them in the end to become independent learners. So those routines are very important if they can do them themselves as well. Doing up their tie, it's something, again, it might be something very small, but it's all those things that just make them grow as independent boys, and that it can only develop them further. I know Miss Lacey did mention about the parents. Unless it is really vital that you have to come and see us, it is always better, just for the independent reason as well, let your son come up on his own. As Mr. Milne said, you can email us, as long as it's not 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I'm sure we'll be in bed, obviously. But yeah, no, feel free. We're not saying not to have any contact with the teachers, because of course as parents you want to have that contact, but just usually if you can let your boys come up on their own and just show that independence so that they begin getting to the routines on their own, it would be much appreciated.
Okay, so an overview of the Year 1 curriculum really and the lessons that we plan. We plan as a year group, so the three of us will get together on a weekly basis to discuss what we're going to do, discuss the curriculum, because we want there to be consistency across all the three classes. In any one lesson there's usually about 3 levels of ability, sometimes more. Some so that the learning is in class, there are targets to individual children, so it's not like a blanket target for everybody. Clearly there are different abilities and therefore the work will be levelled and pitched at the appropriate levels for the boys, so that we make sure that we cater for the needs of every individual. Year 1 holds a full curriculum for the boys as we prepare them for Year 2 and the 7th class, but of course we try to make it as fun as possible, using lots of humour and silliness, but obviously I'm just speaking for myself there, but we do want to make it fun for them because we want to get them excited about learning and wanting to be involved in the lessons so that they are fun and interactive, and that they also take something away with them at the end of the lesson and at the end of the day. But it's very organised and planned handout work that we do, and we do go into it very carefully and thoroughly.
Just an overview of the English. So reading is carried out in a variety of settings throughout the day, across all the subjects. We aim to hear the boys read in school twice a week. Reading should be about understanding through text and pictures, along with word decoding, sight reading, and later fluency. We teach the boys a variety of strategies to enable them to access a story. So I know when we give out the reading books, they go out tomorrow. Sometimes you do have question marks that go out. Oh, my son read this book last year, or I think he's a lot higher. Now in year one, it's not just about the actual reading of the word, it's about the comprehension. So when you read with them, which I'll come on to, when you read with them at home, just do a little book review with them if you want to extend them, or furthermore, ask them about what actually happened in the book. So they're actually taking it on and they're putting it into practice, or what might happen next. So these are all ways that you can extend them at home as well. Reading at home should focus on the enjoyment of reading and last about 10 to 15 minutes. Books do not have to be completed in a single night, so when your boys do start moving on and getting the harder books, we wouldn't expect to read them in the night, so they don't need to either. If your son is too tired, please write in the reading record book each evening. A comment can be useful. So just a nice comment, well done, but if there was something that they struggled on, if there was a word that maybe they didn't get, please just write it in the reading book and we can address this problem. English lessons at school are broken down throughout the week into phonics, grammar, handwriting, guided reading, comprehension, creative writing, spelling and dictation. The phonics groups is something that we introduced last year and it worked really well. And as much as maybe your boys last week said they didn't do much work, we were giving them lots of different tests, spelling tests, reading tests, just to get their levels so that once the phonics groups, which will then start next week, get into place, we can cater for your boy, for the exact needs of your boy. Don't see it as, oh, well, he should be in this group, or it's just the words that they maybe missed out on their spelling in their spelling test or in their reading test, and it's just so that we can improve those boys. So they're not going to be grouped by levels, they're going to be grouped with words that maybe they misunderstood in the test, so that we can cater for them within our phonics lessons. Phonics lessons are very quick-paced, fast-paced, they're only 15 minutes, so we get through quite a lot in that time. So if we had a boy that was in the wrong group, they would miss out on learning. So it's very important that we sort of do those tests and get your sons in the right sort of groups. My voice. Maths. Number bonds. Different. I'll go just generally over everything and then I'll just broaden on it afterwards. Number bonds, different ways to make numbers. So if you have a number, for example, 3 plus something and you need to equal 5, the number would be 4, no, 2. No, don't worry, I can't do my numbers. Numbers to 20 and beyond. Odd and even, ordinal, number names, counting on and back, counting in 2, 5s and 10s, comparing and ordering, addition and subtraction, number problems and place value. We look at money. We begin to look at money, coins to £1, simple real life problems. A lot of boys last year, just from my experience, maybe your boys will be brilliant with money like yourselves, but some of them found it a little bit tricky, so it's something that we'll look at more this year and try and develop the very basics of money. Shape, 2D and 3D shapes and properties. Time, days, months, so clock, half past, quarter past, analog and digital. Data handling, tally charts, bar graphs, sorting objects, and measurement, standard, non-standard units of measurement, weight and capacity. So it sounds like a lot of stuff, and it is a lot of stuff. In year one, they do go through a lot of work. From reception, where Miss Lacey obviously was before, to the end of year one, the progress, especially in this year, is incredible. And it's because we get them working hard. So if your boys do come back and they're having fun all day, what usually the boys will come home and say, what did you learn today? Well, I didn't really learn anything. I didn't do anything. They did. This is to show you that they have learned, and you will see in their homework books as well, the homework they'll be getting. Subjects.
This is me. So these are the subjects that we will be doing this term, so before half term and after half term. So we split geography and history up, so we'll do half a term of geography and then half a term of history, so we'll do one of each term. So we're doing our local area at the moment in geography, and then after half term we will be doing homes. In science, it's all about ourselves, because we're good about talking about ourselves. And then after half term, light and dark. RE, Christianity and celebrations. PSHE, rules and friendships, it's always a good thing to go over at the beginning of the year. ICT, now word processing and games to develop mouse control, and that's all done cross-curricularly as well. But At the moment, we're trying to teach them how to turn on the computer and to log on to the computer, which I tried to do this afternoon and it didn't go terribly well. So we're going to try again next week and see how that goes. So we're going to really try and get that one going. Art and DT again is split half a term of art and half a term of DT. So we'll do self-portraits before the holidays and we'll be doing some structures of homes after the holidays. Specialists, PE, games, swimming, which we start this week on Wednesday. Music and French, so there's lots going on with the subjects as well as the maths and the English.
With our history as well, the homes topic, next, after half term, we've got a school trip to Windsor Castle, which was in the diary that went out, the calendar, sorry. I think it's 6th of November, but if there are any helpers in the classes, we always appreciate some class helpers. Yeah, just to keep us on our toes as well, I suppose. Homework.
Right, maths homework. So the homework that will be sent out across the week. Today they will have got some maths homework. It's sent out on a Monday.
English, it's going to be English actually, isn't it, on a Monday?
Not
No,
we've
I've changed it.
right,
Did
today
get
I
Sorry.
think they're going to get maths homework, but from next Monday it'll be...
No, we have changed. Sorry, that's my fault. It has changed. We looked at when we were going to give out the maths because it's new this year, where before they used to have a pack. So this year, maths homework will be sent home
On
on
Thursday.
a Thursday. Thank you. Come back on a Monday, and English homework will go out on a Monday and be back on a Wednesday. There will be other stuff that goes out as well.
So the stuff we got today, is that?
Yes, we
That's right. It's in
That's
bold.
number
Yeah.
bonds.
So number
Okay, so
bonds.
that's not maths
Yeah.
annoying.
No, so that's number bonds. We do a number bonds test on Friday, and we do a spelling test on the Friday.
So you'll have that one for the
So
whole
every
week.
Monday you will get the spelling practice book that should have gone home today, and you'll get your number bonds as well.
So the number ones doesn't need to go back tomorrow.
No, number bonds, you can actually basically, that's something that you will be able to just keep at home and do at home.
Fine.
So ordinarily that won't go into your maths homework book. That will just be a sheet that will go home on a Monday with the English homework and the
But
spellings.
just to get you used to that book.
So
you know
apologies
it's
for that for today.
Sorry.
Okay, so we'll go to the spellings practice. So we have the look, say, cover, write, check method. So the spellings practice book went out today, didn't it? The number ones went out today. Okay. English homework will be sent home on a Thursday and
On a
returned.
On a Monday and be returned. Sorry. On a Monday and be returned on a Wednesday. Start with the next one down. Homework must be done.
Okay, occasionally there'll be a topic or science homework included every now and then. Homework must be done in a studious environment, obviously. So this helps to develop good study habits for the future. So a quiet space if possible, without too many distractions. All homework to be completed in pencil. Spelling book, right, I'm not touching on that again. Is that correct? That actually says.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
that will.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So the actual spelling book is the book that they'll do their spelling test in on the Friday,
Okay.
and it will come back. We'll go out on the Monday, and then that needs to be back before the Friday for their spelling test. So preferably Thursday.
Do you want to see the practicing that they've done throughout the week in that book, or just do it separately?
Do it in the book as well, and we can have because there's a line down the middle, isn't there, and there's a space the other side. So as long as we can see that they've practiced it once, then we know that they're practicing it. Then by all means, carry on practicing it at home.
Sorry, just there's a spelling book that we got today with all the words.
Yeah.
Is it to be prepared for Friday then?
Yes.
So that's what they practice in that.
Okay, so those words
Yes.
have to be,
Yes.
okay.
But they wrote those words.
They
Yes,
wrote,
they
them.
wrote
We
them
wrote them on the
themselves.
board.
They copied
So it's
them.
not
They
like
write
last year we
And we
had
always
like a
we will
paper.
check them through to make sure that they have written
The word
P's the correct way round, all that sort of thing. So occasionally there might be, the odd trial, but you might write it again next to it just so that you know that it's X word and not another word.
Okay, yeah.
I think this is safe. Reading is to be done every night, obviously, as Mr. Coke has said earlier.
Cool. Moving quickly on. General.
I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel like picking up my phone, so leave a message at the tone, 'cause